If you do not have a pump air wedge for door alignment, you can still lift and adjust a door using simple household items. Start by placing a thin, rigid card such as a credit card or membership card between the door and the frame at the hinge side, where the gap is smallest to create a small uniform lift that prevents sudden movement. For larger lifts, stack thin wooden shims or folded cardboard progressively and tap them gently with a hammer to raise the door a little at a time until the strike plate lines up with the latch. Remove or trim the shims after adjustment and replace them with a permanent shim if needed. If you need more leverage, slide a flat pry bar or a stiff putty knife wrapped in tape to protect the finish under the edge of the door and lift steadily while a helper holds the door in place and the striker is checked for alignment. When attempting to lift from the bottom of the door, make sure you support the weight evenly by using 2 people or set a temporary block under the door to prevent sudden drops that could damage the jamb or door. To fine-tune hinge alignment, loosen the hinge screws slightly. Lift the door using your stacked shims or cards until the latch moves freely into the strike. Then tighten the screws starting with the top hinge while confirming fit after each screw is set. For tight or swollen doors caused by humidity, run a hand plane or sand the edge in small increments, checking the fit after each pass rather than removing large amounts at once. Common mistakes include forcing a misaligned latch, which can strip screws or damage the strike plate, so avoid excessive force and instead reposition with shims or loosen the hinge screws to realign. People often pry directly on painted surfaces, which chips or cracks the finish, so always protect the surface with tape or a thin scrap of wood when using a pry tool. Another frequent issue is lifting only one corner of the door that causes binding at the opposite hinge, so lift evenly with stacked shims or have a helper stabilize the door while you make adjustments and tighten screws progressively to lock the position. BigHomeProjects.com helps homeowners find trusted local contractors and browse community discussions, where people share practical, tested improvisations for tasks like door alignment. We connect contractors with local work opportunities and host an active discussion community so our users can ask questions and learn from real homeowner and contractor experiences.